A judge just blew up Utah's congressional map. Here's why that matters for 2026. I'm Brian Schott. I'm an independent journalist, and I've been covering Utah politics for more than 25 years. To get more stories like this, give me a follow and like this video. So late Monday night, right before midnight, 3rd District Judge Diana Gibson tossed out a congressional map proposed by Utah's Republican-controlled legislature. She ruled that it was an extreme partisan outlier under Proposition 4, which is the anti-gerrymandering ballot initiative that was approved by Utah voters back in 2018. Instead of the legislature's map, the judge approved a map that was proposed by the plaintiffs in the lawsuit challenging Utah's congressional maps as an unconstitutional gerrymander. That map creates a heavily Democratic district centered on Salt Lake County. As you can see, it looks like a blue donut hole surrounded by 3 solidly Republican districts. In fact, under the lines on this new map, the Democratic-leaning district would have voted for Kamala Harris in the 2024 election by a little more than 23 points. The remaining 3 seats still lean heavily Republican. So why did the judge throw out the legislature's map? Well, it all comes down to data. The legislature's map produced 4 districts that favored Republican candidates. But simulations conducted by experts, that result happened less than 1% of the time. It was actually 0.06% of the time. Plus, the map used partisan data, which is not allowed under the guidelines of Proposition 4. Now, this process is far from over. The legislature will likely appeal the judge's decision, and they're hoping that a court will block this map or replace it with a map more favorable to Republicans, either the map they submitted to the court or the 2021 map that Judge Gibson threw out earlier this year. But if this map sticks, it's going to completely scramble Utah's electoral landscape. First, the 4 incumbent Republicans in Utah's congressional delegation will have to decide who runs where. Representative Blake Moore's home actually falls within that new Salt Lake County district, but he's expected to run for re-election in the district that covers the northern part of the state. Representative Burgess Owens makes his home inside the boundaries of what would be the 4th district on this map, while Representative Mike Kennedy and Representative Celeste Malloy both live in the 3rd district, which wraps around the eastern and southern part of the state. Somebody will have to run in that Democrat-heavy district in Salt Lake County, which means they'll have a fight on their hands, and they, more likely than not, will lose their seat in Congress. Meanwhile, for Democrats, you can expect a stampede of candidates. Former Congressman Ben McAdams is expected to officially launch his campaign later this week, and at least 7 other Democratic candidates have already filed paperwork to run or officially launch their campaigns, and you'll probably see a lot more decide to get into this race because of this unexpected seat that favors a Democratic candidate. If you want more, you can find a full breakdown of the map and what it means at my website, utahpolitics.news.